Yet we have a cabinet secretary in charge of treasury speaking in terms that are final, saying that he cannot add. Under the doctrine of separation of powers, we have three arms of government that when a process is...
Thank you, Chair. My name is Mbadi.
Mbadi, Clerk Assistant Senate Committee on Finance.
Council Kachumbo, Committee Clerk, Budget and Appropriation.
Yes, I wanted to...
Honorable co-chairs, so that we deal with it authoritatively. Honorable members and chairs, in Parliament, and whereas I understand further that it is a matter that everybody in the country of Treasury, the Honorable Mbadi, he has made extremely prejudicial. Is the mediation on the Division of Revenue Act happening in Parliament or in the Senate to undertake this constitutional process? And yet we have a cabinet secretary in charge of treasury speaking in terms that are final, saying that he cannot add. Under the doctrine of separation of powers, we have three arms of government that when a process is domiciled or that process is complete, it is the same in our standing orders, the rule against sub judice, that if a matter is before the courts, it allows the courts to complete that process before we can dip our hands in it. The same manner, when the committee must pronounce ourselves on the position that is being taken by members of the executive on a matter that is actively before this, when those processes are processes in futility, that there is another place where those conversations are being had and that that is responsible for unlocking this impasse, then there is no point for us to continue. And I know that certain pronouncements have been made by my party leader on this question of the division of revenue. He has his right to speak. He is not bound by the document. But if there was any doubt in anybody's mind where the cabinet secretaries who came from ODM, where their allegiances lie, you can see cabinet secretaries who originated from ODM taking diametrically opposite positions from the party. So that when we...
Thank you, SG. Thank you, SG. Through you, Chair.
We have that capacity to also...
He has just finished.
Sifuna said, maybe you can first assure us that this meeting is not about ODM. It is not about the declaration. No. And the comments were actually given by Baba, who is contesting for the AU chairmanship. So can he also confirm who is the actual party leader of ODM?
For the party. Whoever speaks for the party is Senator Sifuna. And he has clarified and put it that ODM is not part and parcel of the Kwanza government. Not bound by any statement made outside this room. It's us to negotiate and agree on the way forward.
When a lady speaks, you just have to make sure she...
Mwamba is almost taking my space. Honorable Chair, I just need your clarification. Government or Kenya Kwanza. I think we have Assembly and Senate. I would urge our members, all our members, to believe what we give here is the mediation process. The result of the mediation process here is what...
And keep it brief. All politicians allowing this opening statement is the tone setting.
Sababu hapa tumekuja kama wazee uhisho, hata kama tuna mama pale pengine, lakini kama wazee
to the wedding of our daughter. Senator Mukatana,
kwa hivyo ili tuweke mawazo yetu kwa hili jambo ambalo limetuleta hapa, pia tuwe na moyo wa kujaribu sasa. This matter, because when we saw the reports particularly personal, and we focus on the matter.
Any final, and then we'll okay.
The issue of a cabinet secretary. This is not just an individual. The money that is raised nationally, the revenue that is raised nationally belongs to national government. The money that is raised nationally. So it is reckless for the cabinet secretary in charge of treasury to make such statement. And I think that, Chair, we should not tolerate order. I think that you should take responsibility and call him to order. Lastly, I want just to make it clear he's an acting chair of ODM. Okay? So just know it that way for okay, party leader for ODM, acting party leader for ODM. Thank you,
okay.
Chair.
Maybe.
Chair, you know,
before my chair,
the co-chair has already taken.
Just
and the co-chair
it's something I wanted the chair to rule.
No, please. The co-chair speaking out of respect is important. You allow it.
Thank you very much, Chair. On a light note, given the eloquence, especially of Senator Sifuna, and the interjections from other members which are equally eloquent, you might think Honorable Mbadi actually moved the Indian Ocean. I want to request that we downplay that matter for today, so that we make progress. And for avoidance of doubt, members who are from the budget committee, we have, because you're already making a budget here, the Rudora, is that is the budget on paper. So that willpower, it again is prerogative of the treasury. So how we've been working, especially in budget, is that we've been working in a manner that is very collaborative. They are also part and parcel, because we rely on each other. When we make a budget, it was not our prerogative to know what gets released. CS talks, he talks on the high side of the real availability of one. So I highly request that we permit them that flexibility, because he sits at the table that decides, and in the long run, the National Treasury is very pivotal in terms of budget making, in terms of DORA, and in terms of current. And by the way, so that we are on the same page on that, because you're likely to see many more things happening the level of presidency in the past. Because sometimes it's good to be practical. That even as we make budgets, like the way we do with Honorable Makari Molu, the truth of the matter is that the ultimate so all I'm saying is that if you check the last being in State House itself, not this current regime, I'm just trying to say that this is not
to just express himself, and if he finishes, you can have an opportunity to.
Maybe it's different from what we do. Is that there is usually a lot of consultations among all cabinet ministers.